Hey everyone, I'm Juan, and welcome to this podcast, How I Built It, where I talk to entrepreneurs and professionals to talk about how they build their businesses and their careers. And today I'm super excited to be talking to a technology leader who has worked in tech for the past 15 years in varieties of roles and is currently leading teams at some of the biggest tech companies in the world. Over his career, he's had the privilege of working at organizations such as General Motors, Accenture, Instagram, Meta, and a host of other Fortune companies. And today, I'm excited to welcome to the show my friend and co-founder at Buzzline. Yes, you heard it right. Co-founder at Buzzline, Adebayo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So tell me a little bit about how you got started in technology.
Yeah, long story short, I used to do civil engineering back in the day in Nigeria. I wasn't super excited about it. I think I was at a point in my life where I got a scholarship to go to Russia, and I had the opportunity to choose any course of my choosing. And just because of my background from my dad being an engineer and just the excitement that I had learned from incorporated from just growing up with my dad and building stuff, I chose to be a computer engineer. It's a little bit challenging, but I think the whole idea of using technology to build things started with my going to Russia and schooling in Russia, and learning technology. And I think I get a lot of excitement from essentially doing something and seeing results almost immediately after. There's some gratification that you get from it, and afterwards it just took off. I just kept on growing that skill and then just getting a lot of results from it. I think when you get results, you have more encouragement to do more. So
that's amazing. So at what point did it dawn on you that this could be a career for you?
I think I already started gathering a lot of excitement and enthusiasm around technology just in school, because there's something that is rewarding about doing something and almost immediately after seeing some sort of result, and even furthermore seeing that result ultimately affecting the lives of real people. That's huge, right?
That is.
So let's talk about computer science or computer engineering. You write code, if you have a small requirement to write code, you build it, you see a web page or an app or some AI or some results almost literally in very short time period. And ultimately, the real people are using it to make their lives better. I mean, that was the kick for me, and it's always been the kick for me, frankly.
So also, can you just take a little time to talk about the challenges that you face? Because not only were you learning programming languages, but you also learning a foreign language. How did that work for you?
Yeah, so that was super interesting. That was a really interesting period of my life, because it was a lot of layers of change, right? So I left Nigeria. I'd never been abroad, right? Never been anywhere. Got to Russia, this super cold place, super different people. It's not like America, trust me. It's not I think I just found myself in a situation, and that's probably where I perform the best, is where a situation where I don't have a choice. I have to succeed, I have to do, not just good, but great. And so the weather, the school is so different, and just learning the language, it just put me, just made me focus and put in my best efforts in, using, my old days hard work in school to make it work, right? Learning language. And first day when I went to school, nobody spoke English, right? They're teaching you C++, C, and assembler, all this complicated stuff in Russian language. But it turned out to be super fun.
Fun, a rewarding experience. That's great to hear. So, what was your first job working in technology like?
So my first job was immediately after my grad school. Was in Indiana. It was so this is not like now. So now there's a lot of frameworks, there's a lot of languages, a lot of excitement around computer engineering. Back in the days, and it's not that long, by the way, it's probably 10 years, 12, 15 years ago. It was different as especially a black person in America doing super technical stuff. A lot of times you find yourself to be the only black person in the room, and it's different. So that's one part. But the other part is getting to a place where you can actually like have impact, regardless of who you are in your team, and find yourself valuable. There's a lot of challenges around that, and I think again back to my initial point is, small steps. You build stuff, you see the results, you get that gratification from the results, and that keeps you going. So that probably kept me going. My first job was in Indiana. It was a company called TCC. We built software for the state of Maryland, and they had like old technology, so we had to essentially migrate it to like new technology, which is like super old now because of like Spring, Hibernate. Like nobody uses that anyways. But right. So, but yeah, that's the story. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I think you did. Kind of like describe
I kind of like ran around
your first job, but it's clear. So also, how then did you? Because now I know that you're a technology leader. Like,
Right.
how was that growth for you in your career as a person, going from being entry level to mid, now to senior, mentoring, helping other people kind of like find their feet? How did that work? How did that transition work for you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, it was always about the passion that I had for it, right? Apart from the fact that it pays good, frankly, let's call it as it is. It pays good, but one thing with technology is it's a very rapidly changing, environment. You have to keep learning, and so to keep yourself relevant, you have to like learn new technologies. You have to learn new, methodologies. You have to learn new stocks, and if you don't have the passion to learn, you cannot strive in IT, period, right? Like it's just changing always. And so for me, just because I enjoyed the change and saw results again from, building stuff to actually being able to influence real people and grow their careers as well, that kept me growing, right? And companies have a good way of rewarding people when you have impact. In different ways, and I think that put me in a place where I always found myself growing from one stage to the other. And when there's a crazy thing about like succeeding at something, it makes you want to do more. It kind of like makes you know that the work you put in is working. For some reason, right? And you want to do more. And so that's just how I found myself, wanting to do more. And I don't think I'm anywhere there. I think there's still a lot that I want to do and I can do. And I'm looking forward to doing that in this day and age.
Yeah. So this is a part that excited me that I wanted to get to, is like our collaboration on Buzzline.
Yes, I love that.
Our collaboration on Buzzline. And if you didn't know, Bayo and I, again, once more, we're co-founders on a company, Buzzline. This is super exciting for me. But this is his interview, so I'll let him speak more to it. Like, so what really excites you about the Buzzline project, and like what potential, what do you think that we could potentially do in the marketplace?
So Buzzline for me is a way to empower everyday entrepreneurs. So impact has always been my thing, right? How can you make lives better for people? Apart from my 9 to 5 over the years, I've always found ways to, and that's the good thing about being able to build stuff, because you can like have an idea and put it together and like test it and see real people use it and see if it can like make their lives better or get some feedback. Buzzline for me was a combination of my career as a software engineer and as a technology leader, and also my zeal and will to like help the lives of everyday people. It's a combination of a great team. Like working with you obviously has been like super exciting. Working with our investors, has been really great. Just the brainstorming, the ideas, the excitement around it. And even the testimonies we get from even the people we talk to every day, because we've been doing a lot of talking to like everyday people. How can we help you and how can we help? We've done a lot of research and gone online and seen what is out there. How are people doing it right now? And I feel there's a real problem that is needed to be solved, and I think we're the best team to solve it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm super excited about that. So what do you think has been the biggest challenge for you since you've been in the tech industry?
Back in tech. I wouldn't say being a challenge. I wouldn't necessarily use that phrasing. I would say Sometimes you're in your head, and sometimes you feel the need to do more than you're supposed to do just to prove yourself in certain environments. It's not everywhere. But I think it's gotten a lot better lately just because, there's a lot of people these days, and it's not like, back in the days.
You're not the only one in the room.
Only one in the room. And also, I think I've also found myself in where I'm toggling in between, should I be a more people leader versus should I be more on the technical side? Before you had to choose one. You had to either be like, hey, I'm a people manager, you're mentoring people, and then you lose the technical skills over time because you're not necessarily hands-on. And I've always wanted to be hands-on. And so I've always find myself toggling between. But now I think I found a path where I can do both, right? I can also make impact technically and also mentor people and be a leader technologically. So I think that's probably the two that come straight off. There's probably others if I had time to think, but yeah.
This will be the final question, I promise.
No problem.
So, what advice would you give to young people who are excited or considering a career in tech? Like, what would you tell them to do to kind of like set themselves up for success in this field?
Yeah, I actually appreciate that question. I get it a lot. Right, I get a lot from friends. I get a lot from LinkedIn. Random people, meeting you up on LinkedIn, and I think it's super important to. A lot of people want to be in tech just because it seems like the in thing these days, right? But I think you need to be willing to consistently learn. Like, invest in yourself. Keep reaching out to people. Find the right mentors. Try to learn always. The new whatever is relevant in your field. And also choose something and a space that you're excited about. Now, in tech, you have a lot of fields. Even within technology, you could be a software engineer, you could be a project manager, you could be a UI, UX person, you could be a designer. There's so much you can do. I just feel like see what you think you enjoy the most and dive into it and do your best at it. Try to be the best in it. Try to go out there and find out all the information you need to do to empower yourself in your career. And I think it's going to shoot you up.
Yes. So you heard that. Find information to empower yourself and try to be the best that you can be. Thank you so much for taking the time today to share your wealth of knowledge and experience with me and, of course, with the viewers.
It was my pleasure. It was always exciting being with you, for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. And also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you know when another interesting video like this one drops.